It is magical time in the NBA, and it is time for our favorite game here on Sports Nation, the rating game with the one and only Jorge Sedano. How you doing, sir? We got a lot to talk about as well here. Suns taking game one, and Chris Paul dropping 32 points. Now, overrated, underrated, or properly rated? He needed to make the finals to be considered a top 5 point guard all time.
I'm going to say properly rated. Now, look, I know people will argue with me about this stuff because it's what we do when we have lists. To me, number 1 is Magic Johnson. Number 2 is Oscar Robertson. Number 3 is Isaiah Thomas. This is where it gets tricky. It's either John Stockton, Steph Curry, or Chris Paul are the next 3. I think Chris Paul, as a player from a talent skill set perspective, is a better player than John Stockton. I know people will argue with me about that, but I believe that to be so, and I think that the point God has now put himself into that top 5. I'm sorry, Mr. Stockton, the assist leader.
All right, so sticking with points, Khris Middleton, 29 points in that game number 1. There's a lot of conversation on social media, even on Sports Nation between Trev and I, about this whole Batman and Robin thing, Giannis and Khris Middleton, okay? Where do we rate this? Giannis is now the Robin and Khris Middleton is Batman.
All right, I'm going to overrate this, and I'm sorry to Kendrick Perkins, okay, because I know he's the one that's been propagating this, okay? But here's the deal. Even though Giannis and Shaq aren't the exact same player, the thing they have in common is at the end of games, their teams went to the other guy, right? Kobe Bryant or Dwayne Wade in Shaq's case. And in this case with the Bucks, they go to Khris Middleton. So I liken Giannis, even though he's not exactly a prototype of Shaq, like Shaq in a lot of ways. Doesn't shoot the free throws great, not necessarily the guy you're going to late in games. And again, an athletic, monstrous phenom and freak. But at the end of games, they were going to Kobe and D Wade in Shaq's prime. And at the end of games, the Bucks are going to Khris Middleton. I don't think it needs to be Batman or Robin. They're both great.
Offensive versatility does not need to equate to better. Full stop, right? So in any case, we're going to stick with the big man discussion and pivot to Deandre Ayton, who damn near had 20 and 20 last night. Top 5 big man in the league, over, under, properly rated.
Man, why do you guys want me to do this to my man? My Caribbean brother, Deandre Ayton, okay? I am from Cuban heritage. He is from the Bahamas, okay? I know he learned basketball thanks to my friend Michael Thompson, father of Klay Thompson, okay, with those basketball camps in the Bahamas. But I can't put him in my top 5, man. I mean, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, right? And I'm leaving out a bunch of dudes, I'm sure. Karl Anthony Towns, albeit his team doesn't have the success, is a more skilled player than DeAndre Ayton. Bam Adebayo is a guy I would put in that group. There's a number of guys. I think DeAndre is getting there. I think that DeAndre is finally living up to the billing of being the number 1 overall pick, and I think he will continue to do that, but I'm not throwing him in my top 5 just yet.
Fair enough. The man has spoken. George, thank you so much for breaking it down with us and playing our favorite game here on Sports Nation. You're a busy man. And we want to remind everyone at home to catch George and also Chael Sonnen with their show on ESPN Plus. They're going to have plenty to say about UFC 264. And also don't forget to check out DCNRC, also available on ESPN Plus, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts.